Hey, this is Brett with Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. We are about a week and a half away from the return of The Strain, which will be airing. The second season begins on July 12th, Sunday at 10 o'clock on FX. I was a huge fan of the first season. Of course, I've been reading the comic books from Dark Horse that are based off of it. Guillermo del Toro and Carlton Cuse are the folks behind it. It's a book series, comic, television series, and the folks behind it, FX, had sent us a little package to help promote the show. I have absolutely no friggin' idea what is in here, and honestly, I wouldn't have known what it was other than the big picture on the front. Anyway, so we're doing a little bit of unboxing because I'm kind of a fan of showing off what press folks send out to promote shows. And this is pretty freaking cool. And it's all kind of taped roughly, so bear with me while I open this up. The plastic is all caught in tape, so it's a little bit difficult. All right. So folks who don't know about The Strain is an interesting take on the vampire mythos. In this case, it's more of, it's straight up disease and going from carrier to carrier. The show has a motley crew of folks trying to solve and figure out what's going on. It's like a worm that kind of burrows through, and there's this big bad named the Master, who's kind of like the king vampire, who's got a rather interesting plan to conquer the world, but I don't want to ruin that because that's kind of the interesting thing about the show. So the first season ended with the crew, still trying to figure out how to stop him. One of the keys is this book. This is kind of the history of the vampires and the Master, and supposedly has the key to defeating him. So let's actually open this up and see what we got here. So we've got actually a pretty cool book going over the main characters in the series and the people behind it. So some of the main people, we have Corey Stoll as Ephraim Goodweather. He's a doctor that works for the CDC trying to solve the issue. The great thing is Ephraim's not really all that likable, so as a hero he's kind of fascinating. Then you have Abraham Citrakin, played by David Bradley. So Abraham was dealt with the Master a long time ago as a survivor of the Holocaust, and this dates back way past before that. So it's pretty cool. Then we've also got Nora, who is another CDC colleague of Ephraim. We've got Ephraim's wife Kelly, who's been turned by the Master and is slowly changing into a vampire. We have Eldritch Palmer, who's been working with the Master. It's actually a pretty diverse, pretty cool cast, and this kind of goes over everything to remind you who is who and why you should care about these people. Overall, it's a really cool series. I love the comics in the third volume, I think, at this point, like issue 10 or 11 to the third volume. And the second season is going to dive a little bit further into everything. It's if you're a fan of vampire stories and vampire lore, it's well worth checking out. So it's actually very cool to see this going over all the, not just the key characters, but also the team behind the series, directors, and some fact sheets. So neat. This is actually really cool. So let's see what else we got. We have a Strigoi detector. I'm going to guess light. Very bright flashlight. I'm not going to turn it on because I wound up, knowing my luck, I will wind up blinding myself. Oh, there we go. One of the big things in the series and the characters is going off and showing, you can kind of see here, there's like this black light induced, yeah, we'll call it like juice or whatever you want to call it. Kind of shows up all over the place. So that's pretty cool. It's got the Strain on the side, reminding when it is coming out, 7/12 on FX. And of course, we've got a screener. so that I am actually able to check out the first episode before it debuts, which is really cool and very helpful because, poor me, I will actually be at San Diego Comic-Con, so I won't be able to see the first episode. This has actually got the first 3 episodes, which is pretty cool. So we've got the first episode that's on July 12th. The title is BKNY, so Brooklyn, New York. Episode 2 is By Any Means on July 19th, and the third is Fort Defiance on July 26th. They all air at 10 p.m. on FX. We'll absolutely have reviews up every single episode, either before they air, or I'll be nice and wait till they air. And then after the third episode, when this is all up, we'll definitely be watching it every Sunday. It's a great series. I loved it. It's actually really, really cool. For fans of the Strain who've been reading the comic or know the book and the story and all that, you'll recognize this and actually appreciate it a bit much. And for those who are catching the show and the story for the first time, pay attention for this book. It's a pretty big deal. So thanks for watching. This is actually a really, really cool press item to show off the Strain. So thank you, FX, and the folks involved with the show. Can't wait to dive in and watch the first episode and catch up. And again, you can watch it on July 12th. Second season starts 10 p.m. FX. The Strain, highly, highly recommend it. You can go back and read my reviews last year. Overall, I really, really enjoyed the series. It's a great story. The first season as a whole, I think, was a really good overarching story. So thanks for watching. This is Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. You can catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy. Keep it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep on watching and keep it geeky.